Hey guys, it's JC, the Gospel Centered Health Coach. I just have some thoughts today, nothing too organized, but something has been on my mind like hardcore this week. In fact, I was even talking to my daughter about it all morning and I thought, I'm making a video. It started with something I said in the sugar addiction series, if you've watched through that. The idea that you think about every other kind of addiction that we can struggle with. Cocaine, heroin, pornography, alcohol, cigarettes, anything that's addictive. Every other type of addiction you can leave behind, walk away, stay sober. You don't have to touch it again. And that's the way you stay clean. That's the way you stay safe. It's the way you stay in control. But food, man, it's probably those of us that have food issues, food addiction, whatever you call it, we still have to eat for the rest of our lives. I said in my series, it's like telling an alcoholic they have to work in a bar, but then I thought this week, no, it's not. It's like telling an alcoholic they have to not only work in a bar, but drink every day and keep it in control and not get addicted. I mean, come on. I really believe this is the toughest addiction. These are the toughest issues because food is going to stay pleasurable. For those of us that love the texture, the taste, the experience, we've used it for comfort. We've used it to soothe us, to escape, all those things we've talked about. It's going to stay that way and we still have to eat. It's not like we're just eating celery. We're still going to eat good food and we're still going to have bad days for the rest of our lives. And so when you look at it, that we have to eat for the rest of our life, we still also are going to have our fleshly side, our natural man side, that's going to pull us toward the pleasure of food. We have our enemy. Satan wants to see us back in the bondage of food addiction. So you put all that together, those of us that struggle with food issues, and I'm saying it's lots of us. Lots of us. This is probably the most common addiction, don't you think? We just don't talk about it. Well, I don't know, maybe you can make an argument for some other things, but it's up there. How? When it's that impossible, we've got all of that stacked against us as we're trying to walk a road to recovery. It really is, for me, all week, I've just been pondering the idea that until we learn to cling to Christ, like he's our oxygen that we breathe, we need him like that, this addiction is just going to be too much to overcome alone. We're not just going to need a little of his help. We're going to have to learn to grab on and stay fast, holding tight to him. We can walk through the rest of our life, even eating every day, in control, but it's only going to come through him. It's only going to come by clinging. I remember I've taught this in other classes and maybe videos, I can't remember which, but in Galatians 5, it talks about how self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. It's a fruit of the Spirit. We cling to him, we're going to be filled with that self-control, just like an alcoholic having to drink every day and not stay in their addiction. To be able to eat every day and have the control, it almost seems impossible, doesn't it? Talk about needing to learn to walk on the water, to do something that physically, to most of us, we know how hard this is to overcome, and it just seems surmountable. It seems like Mount Everest. I can't. There's too much stacked against me. But that control is available through the Spirit. There is power in Christ. He truly is bigger than this addiction. But here's the thing I've been thinking. This is personal, guys. That's why I'm shooting this today. I clung to him like a drowning person when I was coming out of addiction. I knew that I needed him to get through that, especially because, like I said in other videos, my kids were still all eating sugar. My husband, I couldn't clean the house out. It had to be around me still, and I knew the only way was through him. I clung to him, and boy, we've really made it a long way. It's been 15 years, but it's funny. Even the last several weeks, especially this week, I've had just kind of an eye-opening realization that, again, because I have to eat the rest of my life and because that's my past history, it's super easy for me to justify, oh, I'm eating healthy food, and then I still just eat a little too much. I still am just doing it a little bit emotionally on a bad day. I'm not binging on Krispy Kremes like I used to. But now I'm just eating a little too much of the healthy food, or I can slide back into, into that addiction so easy. And because I'm not clinging to him maybe as much as I should be, because, oh, I'm in recovery, I'm doing better. And I am. I'm not eating Twinkies anymore and half a pan of brownie. But I've seen, if I loosen my grip at all, I can slide right back. Like I said, there's a tidal wave pushing against us to keep us to stay in that bondage. And my message on this channel has always been, there can be freedom in Christ. There can be. But I think my message today is not just that, but unless we cling to him, those of us that have food issues, food addiction, whatever, it will be a lifetime of clinging because we have to grapple with the thing we're addicted to every single day. We can't walk away from it. Wouldn't that be nice to just be done eating so I could just be done with the drama? But we have to every day feel those tastes on our tongue. We have to decide when to stop eating, how much to eat. All of those things will be a daily experience until we leave this planet. And truthfully, I am just convinced that only as we learn to cling to him, to make him our everything, to know how to have him with us every moment of the day, can we navigate that kind of complexity. I talk about this in my Satisfied class. I'll put the links below. I also talk about my Satisfied class is also part of my Mind and Body Reset, which is an even bigger jump. If you want to go deeper, you can check both of those out. I'll link them below. But I just want to reassure you, yes, it can be done through him, but get ready for a lifetime of clinging to him. Because even in recovery, 15 years later, I've seen how Satan never gets tired. My flesh is still right there. My stress, my challenges are still right there. All the things that used to trigger me with food are still there. And he's the only one granting that gift of self-control through the power of the Spirit. And if I fade from that or slowly relax thinking I've arrived, nope, it's just too powerful of an addiction. I hope that was helpful. I say that a lot. But I'm going to keep shooting videos like this because, like I said, it's so tough. And I want you to know I'm here and I'm going to be the cheerleader, sending you to the only one who truly can set you free. Thanks so much for joining me today. Cling to his hand. It really is possible.